One two 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 one two. JJ?
Testing. 1 2 1 2. Testing. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
And good morning from the west coast of Canada here in Vancouver, British Columbia. I'm Bill Curry along with Shane O'Flaherty, and we're here to bring you the second match day from the Bruce Matheson Open Singles here at the Pacific Indoor Bowling Club. We've got a great early round robin action coming your way, and well, not round robin, it's actually group stage action, I should mention. And we today have a great match for you that we will feature between Heather Hanoski and Eric Kwong. And that will be coming your way very, very soon. But first, we're going to have a couple of words from our sponsors.
The Pacific Coast Open is brought to you in part by the Matheson Family Foundation, a registered charity organization. Having donated more than $1 million to more than 250 charities and organizations, it's all about giving back to the community.
The Pacific Coast Open is funded in part by a hosting grant from Via Sport BC and the province of British Columbia.
The Pacific Coast Open is brought to you in part by World Financial Group. Let Derek Gann and Rachel Wong help build your wealth strategy. Your life insurance and financial service professionals.
The Pacific Coast Open is funded in part by a Vancouver Community Sports hosting grant from the City of Vancouver and the Vancouver Board of Parks and Recreation.
And we're back as we wait for our players to complete their trial ends here at the Pacific Coast Open. It's just a good start to the tournament so far. We're just going to be back in just a moment. We're going to solve some of our technical problems that are going on right now. And we're back. We apologize for some of the technical problems that we just encountered, but we are back in time for the first holes of this first end between Heather Hanoski from the Regina Lawn Bowls Club and up against Eric Kwong from Richmond, BC. So just to get you up to speed here, Heather Hanoski from Regina will be bowling the Drake's Pride purple and red bowls in this match. Eric Kwong with the black with yellow speckles Henselites. So it's the first end of 7 that we're playing in this first set. Two sets of 7 ends each. And the first player to win 2 sets or a set and a draw will win the match. And if the players have a win apiece, they will go to an extra end. And it's a nice start from Hanoski here. And she has those 2 bowls in the front that are holding.
Yeah, she's putting the pressure on Eric straight away.
This is the second match of the group stage for both of these players. Both of them did not win their first match, so they need 3 wins in the group stage in order to advance, as Eric Kwong has a nice draw and a toucher. The both of these players absolutely need to win this match in order to have a shot at advancing to the knockout rounds on Saturday.
Yeah, they're just looking to respond to their bowl of Eric's.
Eric's final bowl here of the first end. Or I should say, it's Hanoski. And this is Eric's final bowl of the first end. And Eric Kwong hanging in there. Could be a few for him in this one.
Yeah, he's looking at 2, possibly 3.
That would be a bright open to this singles match here in the first end. And it is indeed 3 to Eric Kwong to start the match.
Yeah, any time in a 7-end set where you can pick up a multiple, it's a real bonus. So it's a great start, I think.
So there's a field of 30 in this Bruce Matheson Open Singles tournament. Half of the field played yesterday, and 5 of those bowlers were able to reach the requisite 3 wins in order to advance.
And importantly, both Pat Bird and Serena Matthews are both still in it and have the chance to do the double, win both tournaments this week.
Yes, Pat Bird and Serena Matthews doing so well in that mixed open pairs that we had, capturing the $3,600, or sorry, the $3,000 grand prize. And if either one of them were to finish first in this tournament, they would add another $1,600 to that total. So not a bad week's work. Podolsky pulls about a meter short.
Yeah, she had a good line there. She just a little short, but she could always advance herself in on top of Eric's shot hole there.
This is the first of 4 matches that we will have for you from the group stage today. And our last 2 matches should be excellent, as there is an actual, well, for in love bowling terms, this would actually be, there's actually a group of death in this tournament. And we will have matches between Jordan Koss and David Lewis. And the defending champion, Will Hall, will take on Jerome Kirby. And they are all paired together in the same group. And Scott Packer from Calgary is in there as well. It is extremely difficult.
Any one of those players could come through. And in the first round, Jordan and Will had a fantastic match, went to a tiebreaker, and Will managed to get up and win it. So pressure's on Jordan this round to keep herself in the tournament.
And of course, with the format being that you need 3 wins to advance, it it could be a situation where maybe only one advances.
Yeah, the good thing is that after if you lose 2 matches, then you can go into spoiler mode, and it's a little satisfying when there's the pressure comes off and you can just go out there and play your own game. So,
especially since some of these players already have established rivalries. David Lewis up against Will Hall comes to mind.
and those 2 are playing at the moment in front of us, and we'll try and keep you updated on the other matches around the greens as we go.
Meanwhile, in our current match, Eric Kwong is holding right now, and maybe holding more than 2 at the moment, but we will see. As we mentioned, both of these players 0-1 from the morning, so a win here is needed in order to stay in the running for Saturday. And they're Hanoski's last bowl of this second end. First set. And no real change in the head as they will tally up. Eric Kwong will add to his lead.
I think it could be another 3 possibly.
And we'll wait and see until the marker throws up the score. But Eric Kwong certainly has to be happy with his start in this match. Was indeed another three for Eric Kwong, so the score now is 6-0.
And so our marker for today's match is Lisa Field from the Westminster Lawn Bowling Club. Lisa is, I think she's around about a fifth or a 6 year bowler and good enough to make the quarterfinals at the provincial singles this year.
And Shane, it speaks to the quality of bowlers that we have here in southwestern BC and on Vancouver Island as well. That even the markers here are established bowlers in their own right in many cases, and as I mentioned yesterday, wouldn't look out of place in this tournament.
I'm looking at the markers at the moment and just sort of thinking, well, we've got Gavin across on sort of on the far rink. He would absolutely be at home. Tom Burridge is in front of us. He would absolutely be at home here. Can't see who the other markers are, but yeah, I'd say at least half of these markers could happily play in this tournament.
And I think there are some competitors in this tournament who are quite happy to see them at the marker end.
Yeah, anytime I played Gavin, I wish or Tom, I wish they were marking.
Second ball from Eric Kwong. Should be enough for second. So they will play two sets of 7 ends here as we're in the third end of the first set. Noski with a pair of back bowls there. See if she can make use of them.
Just continues to try and pile on the pressure here.
Maybe closing some of that space there on the forehand side.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of getting them close without grouping too tightly and providing a target. So it's a very good work from him.
And Hanoski a bit narrow on this. And Kwong with his final ball here in the third end. And it's going to nudge the jack. Maybe not so much to his advantage, but certainly does no damage there.
He's probably just sitting the one now. I think that bowl next to him is probably second shot.
Does open up a good opportunity here for Heather Hanoski to maybe sneak in there and grab the point.
Yeah, the key for Heather here is to make sure that she's basically treating that shot hole as her jack because it's hard to get out that far on this side of the screen. And she's also dropped that short one initially. So, if she just plays into play a little weight onto that shot hole, I think that's the smartest way to go. But let's have a look.
They're just going to try the backhand. Plenty of space there, as you can see. It's coming in a bit wide.
Oh,
Gets
this
a
might work.
nice wick. That'll work for it. Will it? Oh, maybe, maybe not.
It did a little do-si-do sort of dance there, sort of around Eric's bowl, and I think it's very close.
Yeah, very close from our angle. We'll see if it's as close for the players.
Yeah, it looks like they've decided. I think it looks like it was one to Eric.
And that's unfortunate for Heather Hanosky, who did everything but capture the point on that shot.
Yep, everyone always begrudges someone a friendly wick, but the truth is you have to, be playing the right way to get some sort of result. So she was in there, she was close, and just about got the result out of it.
Eric will shorten up the length a little bit on this jack. And once again, nice to be off to a comfortable 7-0 lead here midway through the first end. Of course, being a two-set match, the score goes back to 0 for the second set, and we've already seen some fortunes change for some players.
We see this sort of year in, year out with provincials here and at nationals, and often, one player will dominate the first set, the other player will come back in the second set, and it's all on in a tiebreaker. It's a very good start from Heather there. She's got a lovely bowl right in behind the jack there. Quick update around the greens. At the moment, after 3 ends, David Lewis is leading Will Hall 3-2. Jerome Kirby is 6-0 up after, I think it's 3 ends against Scott Packer. Currently, Josephine Lee is leading 4-1 against Brent Nusley. So those are the matches I can see. Looks like Clear Day is up 5-0 after 3 ends per match.
We will be seeing more of Claire Day coming up in our second match of the afternoon as she takes on Brent Knudsen of Stanley Park Lawn Bowling.
I nearly didn't recognise Claire here because usually when we see Claire playing in tournaments outdoors, she's always wearing one of her lovely hats with flowers on them. That's sort of her trademark. But, no need for hats indoors unless you're just wearing it for style.
The indoor game is not known for its fashion sense.
Though I do have to give big ups to Heather here. She has the purple and red and white top, and she's got the purple and red shoes and the purple and red bowls. So full respect to her for the colour coordination.
Comes Heather Hanosky bringing a little bit of purple rain down on Norman Kwong, on Eric Kwong.
It had to happen at some stage.
I had to say it.
Yeah.
It was as good a time as any.
I'm surprised it took you this long, so I don't know. But one final update from the other match that's happening at the moment. Joanna Cooper, it's her first match. She hit a bye in the first round. She's playing Armin Stoll from New Westminster, and she is leading 5-0 after 3 ends. Of course, Joanna's hugely accomplished lawn bowler, Team Canada member, and she's played at nationals here indoors previously, so she knows the greens pretty well from multiple visits here.
Eric Kwong with his final bowl here at the fourth end of the first set. Maybe down one here. And just misses the jack, although Hanaski's purple bowl on the right-hand side might have been the beneficiary of that.
May well have been, yes. It's, those little gentle running shots are very, very hard shots to play here at indoor, and you have to be absolutely sort of perfect with your line to get it to where you want. It can be very effective, but it's just not the same as outdoors, where you can get away with a little more outdoors than you can all these faster greens.
Hanaski holding one, trying to look to build something here in the fourth end. Bit of momentum. You want to start getting your mojo a little bit earlier here. And this first set certainly isn't completely out of reach at the moment.
Yeah, I've been trying for 10 years to find my mojo with lawn bowling, so it's only a matter of time. Give me another decade or two, and I'll be there.
Well short, but looks that Heather Hanaski may have put her first point of the match on the board here.
I think we've all done that. Like when you've got a close head like that, it's a fairly natural thing to drop it a little bit short.
So Heather will move the mat up a couple of meters here. Try something different to maybe change the momentum, change the pace of the match.
Across on greens 5 and 6, both Brent and Scott have picked up the first points as well. So all 3 greens on this side, the player who was down hadn't scored yet, picked up that end with a single.
Heather sends the jack all the way down to the far tee line, which is 2 meters from the ditch. And she will hang on just to the back.
It's never a bad position. It's better than going in the ditch. In the battle of the buddies between Will Hall and David Lewis, Will has got himself back into it, and he is now leading 4-3 after 4 ends against David.
And they put up 2 on the scoreboard, so we will make that adjustment as well. So that's a better end than it looked for Hanaski.
Very good.
Just further evidence that you can't always rely on our camera angles to be 100%. Of course, it's the players who have the best look at everything.
Yeah, it did look as though, from our angle, it looked as though Eric's bowl in the middle there was probably going to be second, but
The players know better.
I'd hope so.
But this is nice from Eric Kwong.
He's responded nicely to the pressure here, both of them got some nice bowls in this end.
just behind the black bull in front of her.
Yeah, I think both players are just sort of getting to their stride now. This is a much the last couple of games have been much tighter.
And we've seen this on this rink throughout the tournament. Players often taking a few ends to try and find their stride. I mean, although full credit to Eric Kwong, who certainly found it early and jumped off to the 7-0 lead at the time.
Yeah, I think those first couple of ends, it was, yeah, he picked up threes, but they were pretty loose heads. So this is becoming, yeah, much more of a contest now, which is great.
Eric Kwong's shot here may be a little bit more interesting in placement than it may have seemed at the start. Knocking up against Heather's bowl there, right behind the lead bowl, the holding bowl there. Um, Eric could possibly be laying two, maybe more here.
Yeah,
Oh no, actually, I should point out that the bowl on the left-hand side is Heather Hanowski's purple bowl.
oh,
I believe. Well,
oh, yes, that's right.
Heather Hanowski's final bowl at this end. Well, she knows what the deal is down there. Let's bend in for her. Kwong taking his time to think about his final shot. There's a 95-minute time limit to these matches, including trial bowls. Only seen one match today sort of fall victim to that. Kwong's going to play this pretty safe to the outside.
That was a fairly conservative goal here. Yep.
And at this stage in the fifth end, having such a comfortable lead, there's no need to take some chances here.
So it's looking like it's just a single here.
As Kwong pops out to a 8-2 lead here after 5 complete ends of the first set.
After 5 ends in the Jerome Kirby Scott and Hacker match, Jerome was leading 7-1. And after 4 ends, Josephine Lear against Brent Knuslian. It is 4-3 to Josie.
Playing quite a short jack here.
And the short jacks here at PIBC, it is a particular skill to be able to play this league. If you think you're good at playing short jacks outdoors, please come into PIBC and have a go.
Requires the gentlest of deliveries.
Update from the Will Hall David Lewis match. Will is now leading 5-3 after 5.
Heather Hoskell doing very well with her opening bowl there.
It's
adjusting to the short length nicely.
it's a lovely, lovely spot.
Derek Kwon, he's going to nudge the jack. No, brushes right past it. No toucher.
It's the old bowling adage. Bowls find holes.
Mm.
There's some lovely, for anyone interested, there's some lovely merchandise with that on it from the Canadian bowler team.
And Hoskell seeing a bit of a strategic bowl there to take the back. Seeing that Kwong had some intention of moving the jack on that last shot.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to be, given sort of playing a smart game here for sure.
Kwong's going to choose for some cover as well. But right now, yeah, you could say he's nicely set up with those three bowls at the back.
In the Joanna Cooper Armin Stoll match, Joanne is on fire. She is leading 11-3 against Armin, and Armin may not be well known outside of BC, but he is an incredibly accurate bowler, and particularly indoor here. He's a very tough bowler to play, so she's doing great.
Hoskell pulling up just on short on the right side.
And in the final match here, Claire Day is leading after 6 ends. She's leading 7-2. And that is against Yara. I think I can't quite see her opinion.
They're at the near end, so he does have his back turned to you. So Heather Hanoski holding here with the final two bowls set to go here in the sixth end. Hanoski does need two in this end in order to have a mathematical chance at drawing the end. Kwong's final bowl goes wide, so there was a way to remove that black bowl right behind the jack here. That would open up a possibility for three. I mean, this is a big hill to climb here this late in the end, but you know, we've seen it before.
Yeah, I mean, she may well be holding second. I'm sort of looking from our vantage point here. It's very close between those two bowls. If she can just nudge her shot roll back, or just draw a shot.
Will it bend in there?
I think it's maybe just not quite close enough to that last one. Yeah, I think it's a measure between the back bowl there.
A two would still give her a shot. She'd have to be perfect in the final end, of course, in order to pull off the draw. They're not going to measure. They're happy with what they see. We'll see what they put up on the scoreboard here, but
Yeah, I couldn't quite see it. I think it looked like just one from the hand signal, but I'm not 100% sure.
either way, regardless, we will go into the final end of this first set. I mean, even if even if the score is out of reach, the players will play for the sake of point differential, which will have an impact on the seeding for players that do reach the knockout round.
So yeah, it was just the single.
So 8-3. So the result of this set is now academic, and now they are playing for point differential. But these ends are also useful for the player that's down to maybe take some risks, find their line, find their weight, and build the momentum heading into the second end, the second set.
I have definitely seen players in the past in knockout matches. Um, where they in round robin matches where they have to play these ends, use this as a chance to practice their driving, and that can be fun. David and Will are playing in the final end of their match, the first set. It is currently 5-4 to Will.
And touching on that there, Shane, it's not unusual to see a match between David Lewis and Will Hall go down to the last bowl, even a set.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of those things when you're playing someone that you know so well and practice with and they play together with. You know what they're thinking, you know what they're going to do. So those matches tend to be really, really tight. And that's a lovely goal.
Great shot from Heather Hanoski.
Shots like that will give you, coming into a second set, give you a bit of confidence.
And we saw yesterday in the match between Serena Matthews and George Sitt. Serena Matthews dominated that first set 10-2. And then they ended up playing an end just like this because it was completely an end like this because the score was completely out of reach in that first set. But George Sitt, you could just see the slow burn and the confidence building. And he came back really strong in that second set, winning 10-1. Serena Matthews did manage to come through in the tiebreaker, and that's just what elite players do. They don't get rattled too easily and they don't panic. And she managed to come through, but just an indication of what can happen in a singles match like this.
Yeah, you've just got to, if you've lost the first set big, you've just got to forget about it. You're just playing to win the second set and concentrate on that and then get to the tiebreaker. It's all good.
Richmond's Eric Kwan with his final bowl here of the first set. Comfortable knowing that he's already secured the win in the first set, and we'll get ready for the second. And looks like that will finish from our angle. Looks to be 2 maybe, but we'll wait and see what the players decide. 2 to Heather Hanoski. Of course, they will zero it out, but for the sake of our scorecard, we will call it 2. Or maybe you get confirmation from the marker at some point. But it's academic. Eric Kwong has captured the first set of this match. And once again, both players needing a win in this match in order to still have a shot at advancing to the next round.
At the other matches, first set win for Jerome, first set win for Josephine Lee. Unsurprisingly, as we called it, Will and David have split the first set, so it's a tie. And, first set win to Clear Day against Walter Klopp. And I'm assuming Joanna won the first set. Yeah, first set win for Joanna, and she's leading 1-0 after one end in the second set. Eric's right back into the same mode as he had in the first set. Nice bowl there. Holding shot. Unbelievable.
Landing a shot right behind his holding goal. It's some question as to maybe whether it may be enough for second.
They've still got plenty of room to draw here, so just trust the process. Get those goals down there.
Knocks off her own goal in the front.
Yeah, if that goal appears in the middle falls over, that could make it even interesting for shots. Still looking like that one a bit, but it's at least one tier though, I think.
And just make sure the back is well covered.
So I think more than likely he was probably just going to maybe try just to nudge that ball of his out front, just try and nudge that forward. It's an easier shot than trying for a straight out draw. But it doesn't need to be a weighted shot in any way, just a heavy draw. Looks like she's chosen her backhand and try to move the other ball, maybe.
Oh, we shall see. This is her final shot on the first end of this second set. Oh, wait.
The weight was spot on. It's just like I mentioned earlier, that's a very hard shot on these greens. You better just to play a heavy draw, and if it comes narrow, knock your ball forward.
And they give one to, looks to be Eric Kwong.
Well, we were talking about turnarounds in second sets. It's in the Scott Packer Jerome Kirby match. It's currently 4-0 after one end to Scott. Up a full house on the first end against Jerome.
It's amazing some of the things that can happen in this game, although I must say Scott Packer has impressed at this tournament for the second year.
Yeah. I think if I picked up a 4 against Jerome, that would be going straight in my scrapbook. And I don't even have a scrapbook. I'd buy a scrapbook so I can start it on that.
You would need to find a newspaper to write about it, though.
and I'd have to find somebody to care about it as well. But, I'm imagining my wife's eyes glazing over even as we speak. Claire Danes shot out to a 4-0 lead after 2 ends in her match against Walter. And it's 1-1 with Armin and Joanna Cooper. And 1-0 to Will after one end of the second set. The first set tied.
And Heather Hanosky continues to appear to hold. That little shake that you saw there is the result of the gymnastics club that we have above the Pacific Indoor Bowls.
But this will be unsurprising to anyone watching, but there is not a lot of sort of folk who are members of both the gymnastics club and the ball bowling club.
We're not that flexible.
No, if we were doing a Venn diagram, I think there would be two very separate circles.
Eric Kwong with a very nice back bowl behind it. Could be up for debate right now.
Heather's got a lovely delivery, just very sort of not a lot of moving parts, very efficient.
Brushes back. And each of these players with one ball remaining. Eric has put himself in a pretty good position here with this, with his last shot.
I'll just be wanting to put another one in there to put the pressure on.
And little narrow, but luckily too narrow as to not impact that purple bowl that was in front.
It felt like it was going to sort of nudge it ahead there for a second, but he'll take a sigh of relief after that.
And not that you want to feel too much pressure at this stage, but if you're Heather, you want to start winning some ends here. Heather Hanoski's final bowl of this second end.
Let's see what we can do.
It's matching nice.
Coming under that one.
This has a nice
Take
nudge
it.
to it and carries with it, and she will take the end. Will be a single point, but that'll be enough to tie up the score.
She said, pressure? What pressure? I do this every day.
Skips away till she comes down. But pretty straightforward there. And that's nice work from Heather Hanoski here in this second set.
And you've just got to say to yourself, okay, right, I'm back in it, and just I just need to win this set, and then we'll see what happens in the tiebreak.
Yeah, it is there's lots of strategy that you can use in singles, but the simplest strategy is just win the end. Win end after end after end, and good things will happen.
Yeah, I think sometimes you get too caught up on, trying to create things and trying to add to counts, etc., etc. It's a draw game. Just keep on drawing, keep on winning ends. It's a reasonable start. It's in a position where it could still play a part in those areas.
And must say Eric's draw game has been very consistent and solid so far. I mean, it's like not exactly not like tight on the jack, consistent, but always in the vicinity, always in play, always dangerous.
Yeah, and that kind of game can put a lot of pressure on your opponent, even if you're not right on the jack. In some ways, that makes it a little harder. There's less targets. There's less sort of to play to.
And that's true. When the bull is right on the jack, it makes the play the play for your opponent, the target very basic for it. But when the bulls are open like this, everywhere you go can have a negative consequence if you don't play effectively.
Yep. It's a shot drawn. Eric had a very tight sort of match in his first match, lost a tiebreaker against Stoll.
And the tiebreaker is such a tough way to go in this tournament because, a loss puts you automatically in that sudden death situation for the rest of the tournament.
So I don't call them tiebreakers, I call them heartbreakers because I usually lose them. So,
Been there.
still room here to draw for Heather. She's just resetting after some movement behind the head.
Yeah. Eric Kwong appearing to hold right now. Wow.
So Eric holding one with one more ball to come from him. We're looking at probably coming down that same hand, just coming inside his current shot.
The temptation here is to try and draw in to take the second, but the question is like, do you want to build on the lead or you just want to take the end?
You certainly don't want to take any risks, but I think this is a nice open draw, even if he happened to nudge his own one.
Yeah, no chances there from Eric Kwong.
I think there's the technical term that we use for that is chicken, and we all do that. Just some of the ladies that I play with here, they will do the little chicken dance when you throw a bowl like that. It's always appreciated.
That may be considered unsportsmanlike here in
It's
this
usually
environment.
when they're players on your own team. And it's always done in good humor.
Yes, of course. So Eric Kwong with a 2-1 lead here after 3 complete ends. So Kwong with a 2-3.
Did you know the break is
Ever tried to match that nice first bowl there? So a quick update around the greens. Currently Scott is leading Jerome 4-3 after 3 ends. Brent is leading Josephine 2-1 after 3 ends. Will is going for gold. He is 7-0 up against David after 4 ends. There is 6-0 up. Joanna is leading Armin 4-3.
Toucher there from Eric Kwong.
He's put that in a good spot. I think he's gone from 1 down to 3 up.
A 3 or even multiple points of any sort would be a big move in this match.
It makes it'll make that hole just that little harder to climb.
And Derek just adding to the back there. And this kind of makes things a bit difficult for Heather here on this last final bowl because with Eric holding at least one, maybe more. I mean, it's that purple bowl at the top may have something to say here.
It's one of those ones where this could be a single or it could be a 4, and
Mhm.
it, I, I'm finding it hard to judge. Like I may be favouring that one of his just in front.
But the danger here for Heather is that she does need a really good, fairly close draw without the risk of nudging that jack into incredible danger here.
Yeah, I think she should be coming down to the forehand here. She's also dropped that previous bowl a little short. Would have been in the way coming down the backhand.
Adarkowski's final bowl here of the fourth hand.
It's coming in hot.
Who tries to nudge that bowl out there? It gets in the mix there of those black bowls, and we'll see what the count is.
Yeah, as if the head wasn't already confusing enough. Made it even tougher to work out. But, so let's see, like maybe one, maybe more.
Well, they're able to do it without any measurements or any muss or fuss. I think I saw a 1 go up, which would be a big relief to Heather Hanofsky for sure, if that was the case.
Yeah. So a 1 is fine. You're still right in this set.
And it is indeed 1 as Kwong takes a 3-1 lead with 3 ends remaining here in the second set.
So some classic Jerome Kirby across on green 6. After being 4-0 down after the first end, he is now 6-4 up. Josephine Lee, after winning the first set, she's 3-2 up after 4 ends in her match against Brent. Plenty of room to draw here for Heather. First bowl there from Eric was a good metre short. And that's a great start.
It's a nice bowl. Look at Eric Kwan, though. Trying maybe to either freeze up in on the inside of that or just get a friendly wick, but went just a little too far.
It's not a bad spot. If he plays a similar shot again, he could make use of that.
Would not be surprised to see that shot again.
For sure. A big move from Joanna Cooper. She has now gone to a 10-3 lead after 6 ends, unassailable lead.
And Kwong actually does execute a similar shot from the previous one with a better result.
People will just be looking to get in amongst that. Still a good chance to draw here. Yeah, she'll be frustrated by that one because it makes the next shot that much harder.
And the symmetry of this head right now, I mean, it's clear that all the players have found their line. It's just a question of getting it far enough to the jack. On with his final ball here of the fifth end, here in this second set. And he's taking no chances. He's just going to cover the back on this one.
It's a smart move. There's definitely the temptation here to play a bit of weight of this head. So I think really Heather's got two options. She can either just go with the draw. She's still got room there to draw in. She's, got another bowl in there. She could also look just to advance that close bowl of hers as well.
I mean, an important determination in what she does here has to do with whether she's actually holding or not, because it looks very close with our angle. But if Heather up there has a better view of it and knows that she's holding, that's going to have a big influence on what she does here. So Kudernowski looking to narrow the gap here. A draw that may actually have an opportunity to tie this setup.
ideal world here would be if she can come either onto or inside her shot bowl, but just a little narrow, a little short.
They were a little short, but let's see if she pulls a point out of all of this. What the determination from the players is. Well, they do determine it's one, and for us, the question is for who?
Somebody got one.
At the moment, they know we don't. But from a bowling and strategic perspective, that's one of the best ends that we've seen in this match so far.
That's very good, yes. I think in other games, it looks as though it's all over with Joanna Cooper, who's beaten Armin Stoll in straight sets. It's also looking like Claire Day. I think it's possibly won her match in straight sets.
And it was indeed Eric Kwong who took the point, and it's a very big point at this stage of the match.
There's a big difference between sort of 3-2 and 4-1. The hill's getting just that little bit steeper for her now.
So Heather Hanoski has to find 3 points over the next two ends. 4 points, actually, because she does need the win here in order to drive it to an extra set.
Yeah,
Well, thanks, Grant.
I think you just have to say to yourself, pick up a 2 here. Just focus on getting a 2 here, and then let it possibly happen in the final end. You don't want to go chasing too many shots too quickly.
And she has shown that she's capable of it. So it's fair to say that Eric Kwong has outdrawn her in this match so far.
Yeah, that's true, but there's not been a lot in it often, and that's a really good start.
That is a great start from Heather.
So 3 completed matches now. So Claire, Joanna, and Will all with victories in straight sets.
And that is a tough break for David Lewis, who is one of the top holders in this tournament, as he dropped his first match to Jerome Kirby in a tiebreaker, and just a tight group. That you see that draw, and you just wonder how anybody is going to get 3 wins out of that one.
But all I know is that if I had been playing in this tournament, that would have been the group I ended up in. So
and we see a big wry smile from Will Hall's face as he walks on by.
yeah, it'll be important to Will to defend this title. It was a big deal winning this last year. So,
Well, in our feature match here, Heather Hanoski, looking to pick up the ends, needs to win this set in order to force the extra ends here, and is holding one at the moment.
Yeah, if she can get a second shot of here and just put that pressure on, then things can happen, yeah?
See, keeps full ball in that position, settling in the mat there. And still has one left.
Jerome Kirby's match against Scott Packer, it is currently 6-all after 5 ends. Jerome won first set. And Josephine Lee is leading Brent Knudsen 5-2 after 5 ends, and Josephine took the first set.
And his final ball taking to the back. Heather will have a quick look at the head here, try to determine what is the best way possible to maybe land the second point here.
Yeah, I think she was just looking between the whole of Eric's on the left there, and her one at the back, and just seeing if hers was ahead of his. If it is, she can play down onto Eric's second shot there and try and create a three out of it. So that might be the option she goes for if her bowl is ahead of the other third bowl.
That forehand side is wide open, so there's lots of room to get in there.
That being said, she's coming down the back end.
Interesting. Well, let's see what she intends. There is room on the backhand as well.
I think she must have determined that shot wasn't viable. She doesn't want to move this.
Oh, and he says that's precious past it. I mean, she holds the point for sure.
Yeah, and I'm not sure for second it's close.
If it holds for second, that'll make a very interesting fun length.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing against Eric, but I'm secretly hoping that is two shots so we can have a sort of put a bit of more drama into the final end.
I just have determined. I didn't see if it was one or two fingers that Heather held up back there. We will certainly find out in a moment. Either way, Heather needs to find enough points to win this set. Draw will not do it for her.
Eric is determined not to update that score.
Yeah.
Well, Jake has gone down.
They haven't put up the score, so we've put up the one for sure. We don't know what the score is at the moment whether Hanowski was able to pull off two in that last end.
Well done, Lisa. She's told him to change the score.
Thank you kindly.
Just the one.
And it is just the one, so Hanowski will need three out of this. Oh, it was two. It is 4-3. And now we got a ball game.
Oh, she was just teasing there. She was like, I just put it over one at a time.
So that puts the whole different perspective on this final end. Where Heather Hanowski can pull off 2 points here. She can drive this one into extra ends.
Well, Eric's just made it as hard for her as possible there with that first bowl of his. That was lovely. She's got a good line here.
Thanks.
And wow.
Wow, that is indeed a great shot.
So she's got everything to play for now.
And this set has been interesting because this is really the first time we've seen a momentum shift in this, and it didn't take much. All it took was, there haven't been a lot of multiple points in this set, but it was the two that drove them forward.
And all of a sudden, it's very, very, very close.
And that is the difference right now, just inches dividing the two bowls there. Of course, Noski with the advantage with her bowl laying right on the jack.
Yeah, but she can come in with confidence and, she can just sit on that or just give a little nudge to the second shot there. But she was well short there.
And the, the players are going to come down for an early look at the head. They've asked permission after the third bowl, and considering the circumstances, you can certainly understand why.
Yeah, I think very rare that a marker will say no. I've seen it happen. But in a situation like this, it's good to get a look at exactly how that bowl's sitting against the jack.
Time no longer an issue in this match as we are in the final end of the second set, and the time limitations don't apply at all in extra ends. So these players are guaranteed that they will complete their match today.
So on the green next to it, you'll see that Josephine Lee has won her match. And it is 7-6 to Jerome Kirby. And I think he is holding shot on the final end. Yeah. Yes, he's holding one shot at the moment. Eric's trying hard here. That's another great bowl. I got three very good bowls from that.
Those tight draws. Not even a lot of room. Like, Heather has to find that second shot somehow here on her final win. And Kwong has not made this an easy shot for her.
No, it's to some degree she might even she can just straight out draw. Even if she gets a little nudge on the jack, it's probably not going to be too harmful. It can still get her that two she needs.
Extra ends on the line here on this shot. Came in with weight, and does she get? Oh, no. That was edge of your seat stuff.
There was one way of trying to do it. Yeah. And yeah, I think that was definitely an option there to play with that little bit of weight. She did have the back bowl as well. So at the moment, it's looking as though it's definitely one and favouring Eric for the second shot there.
Eric does have one shot remaining, and it's an interesting dilemma for Eric because you don't necessarily want to declare here because then you end up with a draw and that may impact your seeding later on.
So yeah, let's have a look. It could also be that that's closer than it looks to us on screen, and he's not sure that he does have the second, so sending it down.
It's going to pull up short, and let's see what the players come up with here.
Shaking hands.
Here's to be one. It is. They are shaking hands. Heather Hanoski coming with a hair's reach of forcing in the extra end here, but she will take the 4-4 draw here in the second set. And Kwong winning the first set 8-5, 4-4 in the second set. It'll be Eric Kwong who will go to will get his will get a victory in this tournament and still be in the running for contention for Saturday's knockout round, ending his final two matches today. But Shane, what an entertaining opening to our big day of bowls here at PIBC.
Like they probably deserve to go to the tiebreaker because Heather really just kept on clinging and kept on keeping herself in the game. But Eric was very, very consistent, and he deserved the win in the end. So congratulations to him. He's got his first win for the day, and he's still in it.
And we're still in it as well. We've got 3 more matches to bring you today here on the YouTube live stream. Coming up roughly around 1:15, 1:30. Very soon, actually, we will be bringing you more group stage action when we bring you a match between Brent Knudsen of Stanley Park Lawn Bowling and PIBC. He'll be facing Claire Day, I should say, from Calgary Lawn Bowling Club, and that's coming up shortly. You will have to sign out of this YouTube live stream first, and look for the live stream that we've got set up for that match coming up. Want to thank you all for joining us today. Shane O'Flaherty, I want to thank you for your yeoman service throughout today as well. Great work. And we will see you all very soon here at PIBC at the Bruce Matheson Open Singles here at the Pacific Coast Open.